Welcome to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. It's good to be back. Got a good one for you today. We're going to go over some of the news. Fernando Martinez is out, so that fight is canceled, unfortunately. That obviously screws up our parlay. It was the only moneymaker on it, and Fernando Martinez and Ioka is not happening. It's I'll get more. But that fight's off for now. So we'll get into all that, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please make sure you're subscribed to this channel. If you have not, please do now. If you have not already, join the Patreon. Link is in the description. It's also in that little ticker below. I'll pull it up, Muscles. It's a great question. Muscles. What are we doing now? Well, there's not a whole lot we can do, unfortunately. We can hit the like button. We can do that. Link that, the Patreon. Just $5 a month gets the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. $5 a month gets you the lock of the week, gets you asked to Bookie anything, gets you requested video, gets you the best gambling advice anywhere in the boxing universe. And after you do that, head over to carnivalbar.com. That's carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. That's promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. It's the nutrition of a steak, the convenience of a bar. It's a meal in your pocket. The world's only high-fat, grass-finished beef bar that replaces a meal while on the move and stores for years. Get your travel, autonomy, and freedom back. It's a meal on the go. I usually eat 2 in a day, and I'm good to go. I eat just once a day. I eat 2 of these, and I'm good for the day. So it's actually not expensive, and if it's a little pricey, remember to use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. Okay, let's get into today's show. So Muscles asks, I'm not a miracle maker. I can only do what I can do. I can't make lines on fights. I can't make fights that aren't scheduled to happen. I can only bet on the fights that there are a book for. So when I do that, I go over to DraftKings.com. I go to DraftKings.com and I pull up the I just released my video on Jai Apataya and David Naika. Am I saying that right? I don't know. Apataya by stoppage for sure. I definitely like Apataya by stoppage in that one. So I go over to DraftKings.com and I look at the schedule. There's one fight tomorrow, which is in 7-8 hours. Susumi and Alvarado. We like Susumi. Unfortunately, it's minus 3,500. I don't like him by stoppage. We don't even have a line for that, so it doesn't matter. I like Susumi, and it's at minus 3,500. It's literally the only bet we have for 3 weeks on DraftKings. So I say, okay, are there any other books? We can look at? So I go to Pro Boxing Odds. I know, Muscles. There's nothing else I can bet on. So I go over to Pro Boxing Odds. And I look at the book. And there's only 2 fights. Well, we got Alvarado and Susumi. And we have Martinez and Ioka, which is off, which was our moneymaker, which Betway had at minus 275, BetMGM had at minus 300, DraftKings had at minus 310. This is now off. The fight's not happening. It's off. The only bet we have this week is Susumi and Alvarado. And the odds on it are crazy. Betway has it at minus 2,000. It's Betway. I'm gonna have to start looking at Betway. Are their odds usually as good? Like, Betway Fernando Martinez minus 275. These are pretty good odds. I'm gonna have to start using Betway. What up, BC? BC in the house. Yo, BC. I'm gonna put my email in the chat. Send me an email. Because I'm gonna be. I think you're here. I think you're in Texas, and I know you're gonna be in New York when I'm in New York. Send me an email to that email address below. Did I have a nice stick of butter? Not today. I didn't eat a steak and butter today. Damn, is there any fight this weekend or at least, bro? That's all we got. There's nothing. There's nothing until next weekend, January 8th and 11th. I mean, I wish I could make. Now we can make some money here. We can make some money here. We can do that, but I have nothing. I can't make fights happen. I was excited to have a decent 2-leg parlay with the Fernando Martinez fight, which I thought was easy money at minus 300-ish. I thought that was good, easy money. I would have told everyone to make that parlay. Don't look twice. Don't even worry about it. That is easy money. But apparently that fight is off. Martinez is a fighter I like a lot. I think Udoifa is a future Hall of Famer, but I think he's shot. I think he's over the hill. He got the win a year ago or so over Josh Franco, but Josh Franco was already checked out. Josh Franco retired immediately after that fight. He missed weight. He was already out mentally on that fight. He was done with that fight, and that's it. Like he was checked out. He didn't make weight. He didn't give it I'm not gonna say that. But Franco is a personal friend of mine. I like Josh a lot. I like Bam a lot. It's a great family. The dad, Jesse, is a great dude. I like the family a lot. But that was not Josh's best performance. I think he'd tell you that. He flirted with the idea of coming back, but Josh is done now, and good for him. He's a great kid. He's training fighters. The best for Josh Franco. You found my channel, the best of the Franco family and Rodriguez family. It's just amazing, wonderful, good people. I found your channel from Jake Asman's show. Awesome. Shout out, assist to Jake Asman. I'm guessing you're a boxing fan. Obviously, I don't think you'd be here without that, Stu. Appreciate you. Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I always appreciate that. Make sure to like and subscribe. We got a Patreon. We got a bunch of stuff. But it's good to have you aboard and assist to the ESPN host, Jake Asman in ESPN New York. Check him out all week. I appreciate you still. I appreciate you. Dubois, 100%. Yeah, Caroline Dubois, that fight we got coming up. Minus 2,400, minus 410. We don't have a line yet at DraftKings. But I would imagine it's going to be, if I was handicapping, I would keep it around minus 2,000, 20-1 favorite to win that fight. Desert Kamara plus 800. Yeah, it looks right to me. That's a wild spread, by the way. That's a wild, inappropriate spread. It really is. And then we got Callum Smith and Steve Woodall. So we got a couple of fights, and we can make money next week. There's just not much to make on this week. Jai Apataya, I would definitely look for on stoppage. It's not anything I think Nakia is a bad fighter. I don't. Naika, however you say that. I don't even think he's a bad fighter. He's a little mechanical. He's a little slow. And I think Jai Apataya is an amazing fighter. I think Jai Apataya is a pound-for-pound type fighter. So what do I think? I'm just going to get into that. What do I think of Nakaya and Apataya? I think this is easy money for Apataya. I think Apataya is a pound-for-pound level fighter. I don't often say that about cruiserweight, but he's athletic. He's mobile. He has pop. He commits to his shots. He's got amazing feet. That straight left hand he throws money. His straight left is one of the best punches in boxing. So I like Jai Apataya on the money line. The money line is not even that atrocious. Like the money line was like minus 800, I believe. It's up to minus 900 now. Yeah, it was minus 850. And you can see where it's at. Yeah, it was about minus 800, minus 900. It's not atrocious. I would definitely put some money on that. If you want, you could bet him on the stoppage. I don't have props yet, but it might not. If stoppage is closer to even, it might not be bad. I do think Apataya stops him. I think Apataya is one of the most complete offensive cruiserweights. I really think, like, when we look at the cruiserweight division, Usyk is the best, Holyfield's the second best, and then Apataya, I think when it's all said and done, is going to be competing for that third spot with Kawi. and a bunch of other guys. But he already beat Briedis twice. And people want to slide him or look a little closely at him for that last win over Briedis. Briedis, I always said, was the most underrated fighter in boxing. I said that when I was on MCR podcast. I've said that a bunch of times. And I think he's a borderline future Hall of Famer, Briedis. So when Apataya beat him, he beat a real dog. He beat a real fighter. So, I mean, I didn't think Briedis was just going to quit and go away. I didn't think that was going to happen. So Apataya had to earn that, and he did. And look, the fight was competitive, and Briedis rallied. He made it interesting late. You know, he made the fight fairly close late in the fight, but I still thought clearly Apataya won the fight. Briedis closed the gap. He did well in the second half of that fight, but Briedis did. Apataya clearly won that fight. I thought on the card it wasn't. I don't remember how the judges had it, but Apataya. Let me look at the scorecards. You know, 116, 112, something. And I didn't think Briedis was winning that many rounds, although he was making it competitive. Some of the rounds were close. You want to give them to him. I'm not going to argue. So the judges had 17-11, 16-12, 16-12. Yeah, so I had 16-12 on my card. I don't watch a lot of boxing, but the Rockies were great. Yes, they were. I probably tune in more so I can understand the boxing sponsor. All right, man. Whatever brings you here, Stu. I'm glad to have you aboard. I'm glad to have you here. We talk boxing, gambling every single day, 5 days a week, and then Saturday I usually go live after the fights on Saturdays. We talk boxing, betting every single day. Unfortunately for you today, there's just not much boxing. There's not a whole lot of boxing to get into. There's just not a lot to discuss. I wish there was more. I wish there was more fights that we could look at. You know, further down the line, there are some fights that we can bet on. I'm just there's not a lot of boxing, but as we get down the road, do I have this up for you guys? Let me bring this up for you guys. As we get down the road, the 8th, the 11th, the 24th, the 25th, the 26th, as we get closer to the end of the month, we're going to have fights for you guys. February 1st, February 2nd, February 3rd, February 8th, February 15th, February 22nd. We got fights all over the place for you guys over the next couple of months. We just don't have anything this week. You know, January is always a tough month for boxing. December, January, like that. Fighters are humans. They have lives. They don't want to do this. They want to compete, and I mean, they want to be with their families, and they want to eat, and they want to celebrate Christmas just like every other human being. They don't want to train and be in camp during Christmas, during the New Year. You know, they don't want to do it either. And, you know, so this time of year with boxing, it's usually pretty dead. It's not great for my paycheck. It's not great for my YouTube views. It's not great for my paycheck, but it is what it is. There's just not a lot of boxing. You know, the second in December and January, we'll call it. You know, we got a couple of fights, usually a couple of fights early in December, specifically in the UK where they don't celebrate Thanksgiving because, we're going to get into it. And I'm just going to start releasing videos. I'm going to get ahead on my videos. I'm going to get out, and then hopefully I can start banging out more. But I'm going to do Caroline Dubois and Jessica Camara next. Does anyone have any objections to that? And what other videos would you like me to do out in the future? I'm going to get a bunch out for you, but what videos would you guys like me to do next? I can do whatever you want. Let me know. I feel bad. You know, I had a nice little 2-leg parlay that was paying minus 250, minus 260. You know, not terrible with Susumi and Fernando Martinez. If you had Betway, Betway would have been nice. Let me check something. So they had minus 2,000. And then what do they have? Minus 275. Minus 232. Not bad odds at all if you had Betway, but that fight's now off. Are you a sports gambler too? You like betting on sports in general? Because if you do, we make a lot of money here. I can get you set up there. I can get you set up for sure. If are you a sports bettor at all? Obviously, you're a football fan, I'm guessing. If you're listening to Jake's show, you're a Jets fan, Jets. But let me know what you guys want. I can. Yeah, it's dead in here. There's just not any boxing on this weekend. There's nothing. There's no one in the chat. But feel free. Whatever videos you want. These are the fights that we have coming up. Naika Apataya, I already did. Caroline Dubois and Jessica Kamara, I'm gonna do. We got Simpson and Woodall, which is a decent fight. Yoshiki Taki, Inoue and Goodman. I already did the video on Inoue and Goodman, so that's a month out, but that video is done. Ellie Scoopney, Kona Walker, Harry Scarf. It's a decent fight. We got some Dalton Smith. It's fighting Walid Awuza. We got Andy Cruz. We got Ernesto Mercado and Jose Pedraza, Diego Pacheco, and Steve Nelson. We got a couple of decent fights throughout January. So I'm just going to get cracking on these fights in January. Let me know what videos you guys want to do. Muscles. I mean, this is nothing. I mean, I can't even get props. I can't even get prop bets. I'm not sure if I would like Susumi by stoppage. Alvarado went the distance with Zepeda. You can go the distance with Zepeda. You can go the distance anyway. You can go the distance with George Foreman. You can go the distance with Zepeda. So I don't know. That depends on Alvarado. When Alvarado wants to show. If Alvarado fights, he's 35. He's only 35, but he is 35. I mean, that's not young. If he shows up to win, look, he's not going to beat him. He's not going to beat Susumi. All right, you can just scratch that off the top. Like, that's not going to happen. But if he shows up to win, he can compete and he can make life hell for Susumi. Susumi rolls to a wide decision, but goes the distance. If he goes in just for a paycheck, he's going to lose. He's going to get stopped. He's going to get beat up. Right? So it depends on what he wants to do. If he's fighting to win, he can go the distance. If he's fighting for a paycheck, he's going to get stopped. Because Susumi is a killer, two-fisted power, great skills, great fundamentals. He's going to get in. He's a seek and destroy guy. He's going to get in. And if you're not all the way in, you're going to be all the way out. So keep that in mind. Yeah, the rest of the money, the rest of the month, well, January's talking about, is definitely money to make. So we got good money, bro. Yeah. I have Patreon to I want to get locks out to every single week, which is what I promised. But if there's literally no bets, what do you guys want me to do? There's literally nothing I can do. There's just not a lot of boxing on. There's just not a lot going on. But let me guys know what I mean. This is what we got. February is loaded. February we start up again. Figueroa, David Benavidez, Morel. We got that card going. Brandon Figueroa still boxes. That's good to know. I saw him in camp with Omar Juarez down in the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas. So that's good to know. But I mean, he's 28 now. Can you imagine that? He's 28. He did fight. He fought Jesse Magdalena last year. He's been fighting once a year. It's just a shame that these guys, these PBC fighters, all world PBC fighters, fighting once a year, and that's all we're getting out of them is once a year. But muscles, everyone in the chat, let me know. I could do. I'm going to do Caroline Dubois and Jessica Kamara next. I'm going to start watching that tape today. I'll probably have the video out tomorrow. After that, what do you guys want me to do? I got Inoue and Goodman out. You want to see to key fight. I got Eli Scrutiny. I got Conor Walker, Harry Scarf. What fights do you guys want me to do? Let me know. It is slow. I want to get out ahead of this, get ahead of it, so I have all these fights done, so I can bring out more videos. But let me know what you guys want. Let me know what fights you guys want to see. I don't know what to make of that, Stu. I don't know what to make of that. Are you trying to troll me? All right. I mean, if you guys have no last minute comments, questions, thoughts, anything like that, I'll wrap this up for now. I will be back live tomorrow. You guys can jump on. Hopefully, there's more news tomorrow. I'll do a question and answer. There's no UFC. It's just a really, really quiet week. There's not a lot going on. There's 7 of you guys, 8 of you in the chats. I'm going to get you guys the best content I can. I'm going to give you the best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. Remember, I appreciate that. Muscles got my back. Muscles is my boy. Me and Muscles have been making money together. But I'm going to go live tomorrow again. I'm probably going to go live a little earlier tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to go live tomorrow. And hey, Conor Long's in the house. My boy, Conor Long, my dude. Tomorrow, you want to go live on Nothing But Nets channel? You want to talk about this trade? Tomorrow? The Nets got a lot going on. I know Muscle's a basketball guy. Muscle, you still coach in high school basketball? Muscle's a basketball guy. Big Brooklyn Nets fan. But Connor, if you want to go live with me tomorrow, let me know. Awesome. Appreciate you, BC. If you want to go live tomorrow, let me know, Connor. We'll talk about this Nets trade. We'll talk about Camp Thomas's return. Connor's boy. Everyone check out Conor Long on YouTube as well. NY Jet Flight Talk. I appreciate the Jets crew. My Jets crew showing up. There you go. His high school's in New Hampshire. Muscle teaches coaches high school basketball in New Hampshire. Is that where you're from originally, Muscles? Are you from New Hampshire? Is that where you're from? Is that like where you grew up and stuff? Oh, no problem, Connor. Conor Long, boy wonder. Conor Long was a subject on a CBS Sports, a CBS News article on the CBS News in New York. He's doing big things. He's 13 years old. I call him boy wonder. He's got a gift for radio and commentating. So check him out. He's the future. He's the future of sports talk in New York for sure. But I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. It's just yes. Oh, okay. So let me. I should have. Are you a Boston Celtics fan, Muscles? Are you a Celtics fan? I try to be. No, the Boston. I've been to Boston too, but it's been a while. It's been Celtics fan. Well, congratulations on the championship and winning the East for the next 5 years. But I'm not really a Celtics fan. I'm a little bit of a Celtics hater, but I do love Jaylen Brown. And Muscles, I don't know if you knew this, but Jaylen Brown's dad, his pops, Marcellus Brown, was like a 7-foot heavyweight that was promoted by Lou DiBella back in the 80s and 90s. He was decent. Like he got a couple of wins later in his career. He wasn't a heavyweight champ or anything like that, but Jaylen Brown's dad was a decent boxer. He was like a gimmick, but he actually ended up being good. He was like 7 foot tall. He was super athletic. Obviously, that's where Jaylen Brown gets it from. But yeah, Jaylen Brown's dad, Marcellus Brown, was a decent heavyweight in the 80s, 90s, like that. Pretty good fighter. 6 titles in. Oh, they got 6 titles and since 2000. No, they don't. They got 3, 4. Am I? Oh, you're right. No, you're right. They do have 6. You're right. Never mind. You're right, Muscles. Yeah, Jaylen Brown, Marcellus Brown. You can look him up on BoxRec. He was a decent fighter. Promoted by Lou DiBello. Yeah, no, you're right. The three. Kobe, I forgot about 9 and 10. I don't know, but you're right. No, you're absolutely right. They got 6. That's pretty good. Can we call it 6, or is it really 5.5? Because it might be more like 5.5. The Mickey Mouse chip. Are we counting that as a full chip? I'm just hating. No, they do. They got 6. All right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up. They did, but the bubble year, like some of the players didn't show up. You had a 3-month layoff. Look, the Lakers won. I credit them a championship. I'm just busting balls. But they're like a 3-month layoff. Then they went to the bubble, played in the bubble. Not all the players showed up. Then there was like every COVID test. Like it was. No, I understand. And look, my Nets were the favorite to win the championship that year. That's the year that Kevin Durant had his toe on the line. Kyrie turned his ankle, had to miss that. James Harden played his hamstring, played on one leg, and the Nets lost in 7 to Milwaukee in overtime because Durant's toe was on the line. If the Nets would have won that championship, yeah, obviously as a Nets fan, I would have counted, but it wasn't meant to be. All right, y'all, I'm going to head off. It is December 30th. Yeah. You know, I think they would have cruised to it, honestly. The Bucks were the best team in the league, and the Nets blew them out in game 1 and 2, and then game 3, Kyrie got hurt, and it was over. But let me know what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel on your way out. It is December 30th, 2024 from Texas to the world. Thank you, and God bless.